Welcome back to Crystal Clear Coaching with your coach, Crystal Tottenham. That is I. I am here today after a very successful day of finding keys that I lost, which was a big adventure out of the way that I would have preferred to do without. But that's my chaos. That's okay, because sometimes your chaos can lead to magic. And today, if it were not for my chaos leading me on an adventure to somewhere I have not been before, which happened to be past a particular mall I'd never been into, I would not have found a beautiful new phone case. Like, okay, bear with me because my phone is my light right now, so the light's going to go away, hopefully enough for you to see. Oh, yeah, that's a bit confronting. One moment, please, caller. I have had a deteriorating phone case for a wee while, and my phone is like 5 years old. Like I'm proud of it. It's done good, and it's still doing good. And today I found a case that fits it. That's purple, which for me, sh- she's huge because purple is kind of my thing. I mean, colors in general, but purple especially. So what a coinky dink that not only this is very camping vibes now. Um, not only it's very camping vibes. Not only did I find a case, but I didn't just have to go for some weird colour that I didn't really like because it was just practical. No, I get purple. Like it's on brand. Like you can see my coaching cards and my cards in there, and it's all pretty. So if I wasn't chaotic, and if I didn't happen to leave my keys somewhere I shouldn't have, without realizing until much later, and then having it be a bit of a hassle to go and find them again, I wouldn't have found this magical purple case. And look, hey, in the big scheme of life, a magical purple case, a materialistic thing, not that exciting. But we look at our phones a lot these days, let's be honest. It's also slash my kind of card wallet as well. So it's like, it's helpful if it brings me joy just looking at a pretty colour, okay? Got to take those little things in life. Um, and it's the exact style of case that I wanted, and they gave me a discount, so score. So sometimes your chaos, when you know, you've got the negative self-talk going at you because you've messed something up or like made things more complicated than they needed to be, or forgot something that led to a whole bunch of um, wasted hours or whatever it is. Like, you don't know what would have happened or not happened had you not had that chaotic adventure. And like, in a way, in my life, I've made space for chaos um, in my travels. Like, I'm not a huge planner when it comes to my travels. I tend to book, I'll book the flights there and sometimes back again. Sometimes the back again happens later. And I will just basically show up and see what the universe wants to show me. And like, if I didn't do it that way, the way the people I would have met, the ways things showed up for me wouldn't have, like, it would just been a completely different experience. Not to say that it wouldn't have been a good experience too, but like the times I've traveled and lived overseas in my life, like when I first moved away from home, away from New Zealand, I should say, um, to London, I didn't know anyone that worked in film and TV in London. And I just held strong and had to Google it to hear about any costume networking events, even film and TV networking events. And I went to some, and there weren't many costume ones. And when a costume one finally came up, 11 months into my visa, maybe 10 months into my visa, I knew I had to be there. And it's like slightly chaotic. I also knew I like had to do um or get myself in the energy of the course, the personal development course that I'd done in New Zealand, knowing that they had a London office. And so I had been doing that and I was helping out at the course and had booked in for the same day that I then saw this costume seminar come up. And you would think, oh no, clashing of events here. What are we going to do? But no, my beautiful chaos led to the fact that I went to this event to help facilitate and hold space and was in a lit up energy from being inspired from being at the seminar. And like I pre-planned this when I realized there was two events that I could leave early. And get this, the costume networking event that I needed to go to was literally across the road in London. Like, London is not small. It was literally across the road, not even down the road on the same street, no, across the road from the same building I was doing my personal development course in. And that's the kind of alchemy that only chaos can bring, you know? You gotta you gotta kind of have you gotta be open to the magic, you know? And look, sometimes the chaos is a lot of chaos and I kind of want less chaos. Don't get me wrong. There's some things in my life that could be going better if if I was a little less chaotic about it. And and looking back, I wouldn't change a thing. I would still like to learn and grow and do better in the future and maybe have some slightly better um, organization around my chaos, structure with my chaos. But I wouldn't have got to have the amazing travel experiences, meet the amazing people that I've met, if I didn't do that. And so that networking seminar led to me getting the emails of people that then, within a few weeks, got me to work on Star Wars The Force Awakens, helping dress stormtroopers and aliens and rebels. Oh my. And to this day, that blows my mind. It was so secretive at the time that I could not tell anybody, which made it so much more fun and exciting, to be honest. It was like kind of annoying, but like I will neither confirm or deny if you guess what I'm working on. But it made it so much more fun, and like honestly, I never would have dreamed in a million years that I would have ever got onto any franchise that big at that point in my life, anyway. Um, and yeah, I had been working in a pub. I had worked 2 seasons of a TV show called Spartacus at that point back in New Zealand, but I just didn't know how to network well until I did my personal development course. And so then it was just divine alchemy that I had it across the road to lift me up to go to this event and just close the deal, I guess. Well, at least get the next step wearing, introduce myself in a bold, powerful fashion. So, yeah. And look, hey, I was a minion. I was a trainee for the background. Um, background artists, we call them. They call them something different in the UK, and I've forgotten, but there's different terms wherever you are in the world. Background artists, I think, it's Canada. In New Zealand, we're a bit behind the times. We still call them extras, which is not PC. Anyway, um, I standby artist, essays. That's right. Okay, that's the UK version. Anyway, like it was so much fun. I did 35 days working on Star Wars. Like I didn't know it was Star Wars for sure when I went to work on it, and it was I basically went thinking like I'd googled it, like because I got given a code name, and it said the Google told me that it was rumored to be Star Wars, and I was like, excuse me, sorry, what? And paced a little bit, had a miniature huge freak out, and yeah. So I was like, well, I'm not gonna believe it until I walk in and see something blatantly like Star Warsy, and then I'll be, I can believe it. I walk in to the place I'm supposed to be working that day. Well, I did work that day, and there are 80 stormtrooper outfits laid out, ready to go, and I'm handed a leaflet on how to dress them in the correct order. It was so much fun. And like dressing a stormtrooper, it ain't no joke. It takes a while. Like I think the fastest anyone did it was like maybe I want to say 20 minutes. This is like early days though. This was in the new souped up version of the suit. So I feel like on later films people would have got way faster. But yeah, there's just a lot of layers, just like an onion. So anyway, stormtroopers have layers, guys. Don't you know? Anyway, don't want Disney to come after me, so I'm not going to talk too much more about that publicly, yeah. But just know it was fun, and the movie's long been out. Here's a prompt to go and watch it again. And then Disney will be happy with me driving anyway. So yeah, I'm so grateful for that experience. I had so much fun, so much fun. Earning money, dressing stormtroopers and aliens and rebels as a minion of the costume team. I loved it. Love, 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 loved it. Um, they are also called Crowd. The Crowd. Yes. Background artists, crowd, standby artists, and extras. Many names. A lot of wonderful people dressed in our costumes. Yay. Anyway, so like that was literal magic. Like, because like I mean, Star Wars. I mean, I know it's science fiction technically, but like it's kind of in a magical realm, isn't it? And I got to help make that magic, like as a minion of a minion. Like I'm a grain of sand in like a huge process. I know I'm a grain of sand in um like a giant sand timer. Yeah. So I won't take like any credit for it whatsoever, but I was still there and I helped. I was a cog that helped move those wheels, or at least a piece of that cog, you know? It was great. So much fun. And then got taken on to James Bond after that. And that was fun too. And like just working at those amazing studios um, in London at Pinewood Studios. Oh, so cool. So cool. Um, and was obviously gutted when I had to leave the UK because my 2 year youth mobility visa was up. But that's okay. I am grateful that I got to do that in the first place because that was a privilege. So, yeah. And then I've done many other things since I've been home and then to Vancouver and film and TV, and like it just all it's just like the film industry is just so chaotic. Like honestly, you just don't know where something's going to come from, and so you just kind of have to be open to a degree and keep being open and keep opening weird doors and having conversations. Sometimes you'll just be having a random conversation with someone and you'll think, should I say that? And then you just say that and then you end up getting a job out of it. You just don't know where it's going to come from. And that's beautiful chaos. So I just like to trust that whatever needs to happen, whatever chaos might be happening, well, what magic is it leading to? So consider in your life if something's a bit chaotic, a bit, I mean, maybe just boring or dark or dreary or hard or annoying, could you shift that lens of it just being this huge, boring, awful thing to, okay, don't love this that might be going on that happened, like, oh, I lost my keys and now I need to find them slash get them back, or if you're lucky, get them back. And it's leading me on this to waste a few hours. Well, what if I take it as I just switch it into an adventure, and then I, by switching it to adventure, switch my perspective and just say, quietly, out loud if you want, to the universe, like, okay, great. My chaos is leading me somewhere. Like, let this maybe perception, this negative perceived thing, this thing I'm perceiving as negative, let this lead me, this chaotic moment lead me to my magic, to something that I do want. Like, put me in a place that I didn't think I would, that I wouldn't have been otherwise, where I then get to bump into someone I haven't seen in a long time that might give me a job, or that might be a friendship rekindled, or whatever it is, or might be a beautiful new purple phone case that is the phone case of your dreams. That's gonna bring you joy every time you look at it those million times a day. So, you know, let the universe like send you some curveballs so that it can like surprise you with magic that you wouldn't be in the right place for if the curveball didn't happen, you know? Yeah. So consider moments in your life where you may have not been somewhere, and for whatever reason you ended up somewhere and something wonderful happened to you. Maybe a turning point in your life happened and you just think, my God, what if I wasn't there? I would have missed out on all that. And it's good to remind ourselves of times that a curveball has led to something good, because if we just go with Gabby Bernstein's got the little mantra of, um, I want this or something better. So this or something better is going to come to me. And so you might be in the low moment of like, oh, I didn't get this. Where is this? But the or something better can only come if you give it time and space, and and are open to following those curveballs. um, and just believing that it will get better wherever you're at. If you're in a low moment, believe by choosing to be open or switch your perspective if it's not serving you, that it will get better. Because it will. This too shall pass. So yeah, grateful for my curveballs. I love how ended up comparing finding a purple phone case to working on Star Wars, because what in the life scheme of things seems like a bigger deal? I definitely know which one. But look, hey, my purple phone case is gonna bring me joy. So, you know, it's fine. Yeah. I'm just always inviting you to consider switching your perspective if it's not serving you, I guess. That's what I'm saying. And find the magic in the alchemy of your chaos. And sending you much love. If you've got any chaos magic stories to tell, feel free to put them in the comments or send me a DM on Instagram at Crystal Clear Coaching. That's Crystal with an EL at the end. Rad. See you tomorrow. Okay. And now we go. Stop.